Imagine a world without coins or paper money, a world where the wealth of a nation could be held not in gold bars, but in sacks of chocolate beans. This was the world of the ancient Maya. For centuries, their civilization flourished in the jungles and highlands of Mesoamerica, building towering pyramids and developing a complex understanding of the cosmos. But the true engine of their society, the force that transformed small farming villages into mighty city-states, was trade. The simple act of exchanging one good for another set in motion a chain of events that would define their culture and build their cities, and ultimately shape their destiny. This is the story of how trade built an empire. The journey of Maya commerce is a tale that spans millennia, a slow evolution from simple survival to sophisticated economic systems. It begins with a farmer who grew a little extra maize and a neighbor who had a spare clay pot. From this humble exchange, a vast network would eventually grow. This essay will trace that timeline, from farmers to rulers, from bustling markets to cacao currency, revealing how trade shaped social structure, political power, and a way of life. Long before the great stone cities rose from the jungle floor, the story of the Maya began in small, scattered settlements. Around 2000 BCE, communities mastered the trio of American agriculture: maize, beans, and squash. These crops formed the foundation of their existence. Life was largely self-sufficient. Families hunted, fished, and tended fields. As techniques improved, farmers produced more than they needed. Surplus was the first spark of economic change. Specialization followed. Potters and weavers created goods beyond household needs. Abundance enabled barter: maize for vessels, blankets for food, the earliest Maya commerce. Built on trust, exchange linked households and villages, allowing people to focus on what they did best. They learned value, supply, and demand. A fine pot was worth more. Salt precious inland. Small trades, repeated over generations, wove a more complex society. An economic ecosystem preparing for larger networks. As towns grew around 600 BCE, household barter wasn't enough. A more organized system was needed. Designated plazas hosted periodic markets, turning private exchanges into public events and creating reliable hubs for commerce. Markets displayed the region's productive capacity. Buyers compared quality and price. Sellers reached wider audiences. Sites along rivers, crossroads, and sacred centers maximized access and crowds. Leaders protected markets, levied tribute, funded public works, and amplified their prestige through control of trade. Beyond goods, markets spread news, relationships, and innovations. A distant pottery style could be copied. A song carried home. Markets circulated culture, binding shared identity and growth. The marketplace became an engine of economic and political growth, and a crucible of Maya society. The Maya Classic period, roughly 250 to 900 CE, was an era of extraordinary achievement. Cities like Tikal, Calakmul, and Palenque swelled into the tens of thousands, crowned by monumental temples and palaces. No city could make everything. Prosperity depended on controlling and participating in a vast web of commerce. Lowlands offered agricultural wealth and exotic fauna. Highlands supplied obsidian and jade. Coasts provided salt, fish, and shells. Rulers sponsored expeditions to secure jade, Quetzal feathers, and shells. Symbols of power for costume, ritual, and diplomacy. By directing luxury flows, kings cemented alliances, rewarded loyalty, and projected immense wealth. Trade created merchant classes and fueled craft specialization, exquisite ceramics, carvings, and textiles for export. The interconnected economy tied farmers to artisans to elites, bringing great wealth and shared vulnerability. Yeah. Maya goods fell into two streams: essential necessities and valuable luxuries. Staples, maize, beans, squash, moved as flour or tamales. Salt, harvested on coasts, was vital inland for preservation and health. Pottery of many forms traveled widely. Styles help trace origins. Obsidian-powered sharp tools, chert and flint filled daily needs, availability varying by region. Luxuries drove ambitious trade and conferred prestige. Jade, more precious than gold, sacred to life and fertility, adorned rulers and necklaces, ear spools and pendants. Brilliant Quetzal plumes crowned headdresses. Vivid spiny oyster shells became ornaments and offerings. Cacao, grown in select lowlands, was an elite commodity. Finely dyed textiles served as wealth, tribute, and diplomatic gifts, linking elites across regions. Yeah, these items really connected people across regions. In a complex economy, barter gets inefficient. How many pots for salt? How many chilies for a blanket? The Maya adopted a common, desirable, divisible item as currency: the cacao bean. No metal coins, but cacao functioned as widely accepted money across regions. It was a luxury, with controlled supply and stable value. Small, light, durable, uniform, and countable. Ideal for transport, storage, and standardized pricing. Sellers could set prices, like 100 beans for a pot, reducing haggling and clarifying value. Accounts note 1 bean for a tomato, 3 for a turkey egg, around 100 for a rabbit. Barter persisted locally, but cacao sped cross-good transactions, making markets faster, fairer, more efficient. Rulers in cacao zones held power, paying labor, funding campaigns, and stockpiling wealth. Well, you know, cacao really did everything. Trade routes were the lifelines, the veins and arteries of Maya wealth. With no draft animals, porters carried loads through difficult terrain. Elevated limestone roads linked centers, used for ritual, war, and commerce, making journeys safer and straighter. Waterborne transport moved bulk goods far easier than teams of porters. River cities became prosperous hubs controlling inland coastal flows. Coastal routes, with canoes carrying dozens, connected provinces around the Yucatan for long-distance exchange. Coastal outposts offloaded sea cargo for inland transport. Together, land, river, and sea routes created a resilient, integrated system that fueled Maya growth. The Maya economy was a human enterprise, built by people from every level of society. Farmers produced food surpluses that fed cities and freed others to specialize. They were the first link, bringing extras to trade for needs they couldn't produce. Skilled artisans transformed raw materials, supported by elites in dedicated workshops. Their high-quality goods were local staples and key exports, fueling civic pride and reputation. Merchants, local and long-distance, linked regions, languages, and customs, carrying goods and intelligence. Aja didn't trade directly, but controlled routes, security, alliances, and taxes, converting luxury wealth into power. Trade wealth financed temples, paid warriors, and staged ceremonies that affirmed divine rule. The sun has barely risen, but the path to Tikal is alive. Cacao checks his pack of gleaming obsidian blades. He joins the flow to the Great Plaza, the kingdom's heart, on market day. He finds his spot, lays out blades. Around him, pyramids of salt, bright parrots, painted vases. A map of the Maya world. A noble attendant needs a ritual offering. She counts cacao. They settle on 90 beans. Cacao becomes the buyer. Salt for home, fine cotton for his wife. He turns mountain stone into sea salt and soft, lowland cotton. Value transformed by exchange. His small journey is part of the great economic dance that animates the city and the kingdom. From the first barter of maize to classic networks, the Maya show ingenuity and connection without metal tools, draft animals, or coinage. Prosperity is not just what you make, but what you access through exchange. Markets, roots, and cacao as currency were brilliant adaptations enabling cultural heights. Interconnectedness brings wealth and risk. Disrupted roots by war, instability, or disaster could be catastrophic. The southern lowland decline after 900 CE warns that no supply chain is shockproof. We still seek fair value, efficient movement, and balanced interdependence, the same core challenges. Trade rests on trust, shared standards, and networks, always human at its core. The Maya Playbook shows trade builds worlds, written in stone, in beans, in canoes, and in the paths we still walk today.